What is going on, everybody? It's Kevin Vidini here for Superpower Review. Welcome to another week of Superpower Review's live stream show, What's That Comic Book? The live stream where I hang out with people from the comic book community. We spend a whole hour going through our comic book collections, randomly pulling comic books out, and try to give as much information about them as possible. If you guys like this content, don't forget to smash that like button. That is super helpful. Leave me a comment, some feedback in the comment section down below if you're watching this on the rewind. And don't forget to click on that subscribe button as well. Guys, we just reached the 3,000 mark. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And we have a massive giveaway coming up pretty soon. I don't know if you guys have seen the recent comic books I'm going to be giving away, but not to give away too much, but there is going to be a slabbed comic being giveaway soon, a bunch of Batman comic books given away, and there's also an ASM 361, the first appearance of Carnage, being given away very soon. So guys, check out my latest uploaded video here on the channel after this show, and you can see everything that's going to be given away. There is actually a couple more things on its way, so be on the lookout for that. All right, guys, so let's get into it. We have yet again a stacked panel tonight. First, let's bring on my good dude, John's Comics with Kids. What's up, dude?
Paul, I want you to know.
Right away. Sorry, I love it.
I'm not here for you, Kevin. Paul, I've subscribed to your channel now. I'm watching everything you do. I'm aware, and it's happening. It's happening soon. I just want you to be. You were here. Now we're here. We're back. We're neck and neck again. It's happening.
Again, it's gonna happen one of these weeks, John, with Paul. When is it gonna happen? I don't know.
Green Lantern night on the Superpower Review channel.
Okay, I'm game for it. I won't be able to contribute to that at all, but I can contribute to some green walls, but not Green Lantern.
There's only a couple of us fans of Green Lantern out there. We gotta make trouble. Maybe
we can get James from Mint Hunter Comics on the channel. He's a huge Green Lantern fan.
Comic Bro also is a Green Lantern fan.
There you go. So we'll do. I'll just sit back and watch. I'll highlight the comments, and I'll be like, I have no idea what these dudes are talking about. All I know is that this character wears a green ring. That's it.
He is right there. He's right there.
Yeah.
One of the lesser lanterns.
The lesser one. Oh! Look!
Fired at Hal Jordan.
Here he is.
I'm available next week.
Perfect. Beautiful. John, are you available next week?
I'll have to check my schedule.
All right. So yet again, we have a bunch of people here on the channel. We have yet again a packed panel. This person has been on the channel before. He's been on What's That Comic Book. It's been a little while, but we're super happy to have JP from JPs Budget Collecting on. What's up?
Hey, man, I'm just a little confused because you were talking about how stacked the panel was tonight. Well, hey, I'm on it, but then you brought Don on first? Like, I guess you're building? Is that what we're doing? We're building?
It ends. We're going to finish strong here.
We are.
Okay.
We're gonna finish strong with someone who's about to have fun.
There you go. So, well, that definitely will be a higher finish than where you're starting. But I'm happy to be here. It has been a little while. So
it has, dude. What's it been? It's.
I have like a little stack of pre-random that I pull from because we only pull like 2 of them anyway. Tonight I'm completely I'm just gonna let you guys direct me and I'll just grab something.
That's fine. That's fine. And the chat doesn't have to be shy. They can sort of lead us in a direction of something they would like to see as well. If we can make that happen, we will.
There you go.
Cool, man. JP, appreciate you, brother. And then for our first appearances. I was recently on this person's channel. It's one of my favorite live streams, and it is Slab Hub. We got Rob's Fat Stacks in the house. What's up?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't know anything about Green Lantern, but I have green M&Ms, and I know they're delicious.
There you go.
Beautiful.
I hear they're a little sexy, though. You got to watch out for those green M&Ms.
They've got nuts. Oh, this isn't Slab Hub. Sorry about that. I'm excited to be here, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having, you coming on, and I mean, with Rob's fat stack of comics, we can't have him without Chris the Comic Vet, his co-host. So what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good, my man. Thanks for having me on, and it's nice to be on this fine panel. And congratulations on 3,000 subscribers, man. That's quite the accomplishment.
Thank you.
Man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to winning that first Carnage, though.
Ooh, but you're in Canada. No, just kidding.
Oh, I do have a U.S. postal box.
Oh, okay, all right. There you go. That works. Really appreciate you coming in. So, speaking of subscribers, to the people who are here, you guys can make this man's night right here. He is 11 subscribers away from 600.
Actually,
10,
as we speak, I am now 10 away.
Because I subscribed.
Thanks,
So
John. You're the best, buddy.
And I just got Rob one closer to 700.
So if we can get this man to 600 subscribers by the end of the live stream, that would be fantastic.
Fine, I'll go subscribe to you, Chris.
Finally.
And when you subscribe to me, I'll return the favor, Rob. So, yeah.
Cool. Guilt him into it.
But thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem, man. Absolutely. And for our last panelist, we have Alec from Whale Comics. What's up, man?
What up? I was told that I was expected to be the fun on this panel, which I think John really set me up for success with that one.
As he's there smiling, like, that's me.
I like to sign Alec up for things.
Yeah, I am known as the grouchy one.
Are you green like the Grinch?
No.
No. Well, all right.
No.
Okay.
Oscar was the Grouch, and he was also green.
Oh, well, I like that one better. Good one, Rob. Thank you for the save. I appreciate it. Let's say hey to some of the people who are watching us tonight. We got my buddy, the amazing Murphinator. What is up, man? My dude, Wayne, Unruly Simeon is in the house. Las Cruces 1971, the person who is everywhere. We also got Shattered Glass Comic Reviews. What's up, dude? Cole. Man, Cole, we got to get you on the show, dude.
He's a winner on Slab Hub today.
Whoa, congratulations, dude. That's awesome. Thank you. We already said hey to Paul, the #1 fan of Superpower Review. And so let's get started here. So again, guys, if you are watching on the rewind, if you are not familiar with What's That Comic Book, yet again, we're just going to take turns pulling comic books from our collections and try to give as much information on them. So, John, why don't you start us off?
So I pulled a ton of just great DC artists to out here. So I'm gonna start with the old book that I pulled, which was this is issue 139. This is Infantino and Joe Giella with Joe Giella signature there.
You got some guy to write on your comic book?
I did. He was really nice about it. But yeah, what an amazing artist, Carmine Infantino. I love his covers a ton. I love that he uses a lot of just like solid blocks of color and then this amazing detail that goes into like the cities. So cool. So yeah, Reverse Flash, first appearance, great character, but this is quality Silver Age artwork that I just think holds up a ton. Plus you got a date stamp. I love those old school date stamps. So this is definitely a low grade copy, but who cares, man? I mean, when you're looking at Infantino's artwork, you're like, who cares? This is just it's iconic stuff.
Do you mean who cares because it's a key and low grade is better than no grade, or do you mean who cares because it's Silver Age?
I mean, yes.
all of it.
All of it. The joke that Alec and I have, I had to pull a ton of Silver Age. The joke is that we don't particularly enjoy to read the Silver Age books because it's a bit over plot explained sometimes, but
It's a bit of work.
The artwork is always what shines, and so for me, I generally buy Silver Age comics, especially DC, as art purchases. So that's definitely one of these.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that.
Starting off with some fire already. I have to agree with the Silver Age. I feel like it is quite the chore to read some Silver Age comic books.
Yeah,
I like to look at them.
Word for it. Chore.
Yeah, I like to collect them. I like to look at them, and sometimes most of the time for me, that the Silver Age stories are just a little too campy for me, especially for Batman.
Totally.
Nice. All right,
Ooh.
sweet. I like it. I like where we're going. JP, what do you got?
Well, I haven't pulled anything yet. So, what do you guys want to see? You guys want?
Oh, yeah, that's right. So
You want
JP,
a key? You just want a random book? What do you want? You want it old? You want Silver Age? You want old?
ooh,
What do you guys want?
somebody pick for him.
Prompt me in a direction. Anybody?
Golden.
Golden. Oh, wow.
Chris says golden.
But I do have a couple. Hang on.
I do not own any Golden Age comic books.
Oh, I'm disappointed in you.
Not a single one.
Here we go. All right. Golden Age.
That's what I
We're
did.
going to go with a little Archie.
Oh,
All right.
Wow.
I love it.
Nice.
So I only have, this is the only Archie, Golden Age Archie I have. My friend, Comic Books NYC, Kavi, and Alex the Comic Hoarder kept buying these things, and then I was like prompted I had to own at least one, and been tempted by several others, but it's the only one I've pulled the trigger on so far. So
I feel like that little bar at the top of the comic is slightly misleading unless something was much different about teenagers back when that came out.
You don't think he's the typical teenager?
I mean, my teenage experience was not like Archie's.
No. So
That's
You mean he
weird.
didn't walk around in a bow tie all the time, man?
Yeah, my best friend didn't wear a crown and loved cheeseburgers. The two hottest girls in my town were not constantly fighting over my affection.
yeah, no, I didn't have that experience.
Did they know who you were?
I feel bad for you, Alec.
I mean, I went to a pretty small high school, so I expect they knew who I was. But... Did they care to know? Probably not.
See, Alex does bring the fun.
By self-deprecating myself?
Yes. So, yeah.
Very cool.
So that is my, you guys want a golden, there you go.
all right.
I work with a guy who is like one of the preeminent Archie collectors, and he has basically every single book Archie's ever been in.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's a lot of books.
Oh yeah.
I don't even want to begin to count how many books that would be.
It's
But I
surprisingly
think that's
some
the only
big
thing.
color
I
books.
think
too.
that's the only thing he collects. So
I knew somebody who is crazy into Venom and had every single book that Venom appeared in and sold all of them.
If I knew someone, is that you?
No, it's not me. That would be really cool, but no, that's not me. Yeah, this dude had every single comic book that Venom was in and all of his books in his title. It was crazy. Nuts. I don't know how they do it. All right. Why don't you go now, Alec?
sure. This is, I mean, I think an interesting thing that some people probably know, but I think probably a lot of people don't. So if everybody does, then whatever. I'm going to talk about it anyway. This book, XForce 116, which I have multiple copies of. These are both newsstands, which for this era, are very hard to find. This is the first Milligan and Allred issue that introduced a team that became ecstatic. They just had a new series come out a couple weeks ago. It's also the first appearance of Dupe. First appearance of Dupe, who's one of the best Marvel characters of all time. But all of that being said is not why I'm talking about this book, because you can find it online, but it never existed. There is, when it became ecstatic, they released a promo image and a synopsis of one of the issues. I think it was issue 13 maybe, where Princess Diana was going to come back as a ghost or something.
What?
And the royal family got like really pissed off and said it was in bad taste, so they changed it to a different character. But the image that you can find online is an homage to this cover with Lady Di in doing the jump right here.
Wow.
So I always thought that was an interesting little thing.
Okay. All right. I like it.
I love it. That's I would never have predicted you pulling that book. That's so awesome.
I'm full of surprises, John.
as we are coming to find out tonight.
And
Chris.
fun. Pew, pew, pew.
Woo! Pew, pew. Chris, before you show us your book, do we have an update on the subscriber count?
Gosh, let me just take a quick look.
It's gotta happen. We are not going off the air tonight until Chris makes it.
10 away. 10 away.
10 away still. All right. So again, guys, let's make this happen for Chris. Chris is so close to 600 subscribers. Let's make it happen on What's That Comic Book. All right, man. What do you got?
Okay, so this month marks the let me think. I believe the 14th or 15th year that I lost my father. Now I'm a second generation comic book reader, and after he passed away, I found one of his comic books. It was an original Turok from the original run in the 50s and the 60s. Oh. Afterwards, I actually found some of his other comic books, and my father was a hardcore American, I shouldn't say American, but a Western cowboys and Indians type of reader. Those are the comic books he enjoyed the most. So I decided to pull out one of my father's books just to show, what he was into. Now, the one thing my father always did when we were talking about comics or whatever, he would always reference his favorite cowboy from American television back in the day, and that was Hopalong Cassidy. Now, one of the books I actually happened to find from Fawcett Publications was this 10-center Hopalong Cassidy photo cover.
Nice.
Huh.
This book is actually from 1950, so it's 72 years old this month, actually. And as you can see, it features actor William Boyd. And I did a little bit of investigating about this comic and the character before I came on the show tonight, and I found out just by going through this book, that's why I have it out of the bag, because I actually went through it. There's nothing that can't be solved in this comic book without fisticuffs or pulling a weapon on somebody, and that's the whole premise of this book. Is even if you're not looking for answers, if you just want something done in your life, you either punch someone right in the face or you pull a 6-iron on them. No matter what they look like or what they're doing, whether it's good or bad. If you want something done in your own personal life, you fight your way or you pull a 6-iron. The cool thing is, when I did investigating into the character was actually created back in 1904. And it was the character was published in a bunch of magazines, essentially as a short story before it became a successful television series in the United States during the late 40s and into the 50s or whatever. And they basically just use photo covers from different scenes of the TV show or the actor just posing in different ways. And the series, from what I understood, was in black and white. So the only way that kids or people that watch the show got to see the character in color was picking up the Fawcett publication. So yeah, this is a 10-center from 1950. Again, fight your way out of every kind of situation, whether it's good or bad. It's all in this comic book, and it's 52 pages. So, yeah.
That was awesome. That was super cool right there. I love it when people bring on books that really mean something to them, and it's passed down to family and whatnot. That's really cool. That was a really cool story. I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
My pleasure.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. All right, Rob, what do you got, man?
Well, I thought everybody would think that I was going to just go bust out nothing but slabs, but I thought I'd at least ease into it a little bit. I'm going to bring out from 1966, Harvey Comics, Spyman. This is issue number 2 now.
Nice.
Number 1, unfortunately, I can't bring out the show because it's at CBCS in the black hole waiting to get graded, as are 200 other books. But Spyman now represents, this is a Steranko created concept. As a matter of fact, issue 1 is Steranko's very first published artwork. Even though this is the first one where he actually did art throughout the book. But in the first, this little hand sketch here, this is Steranko's first part, as part as he was developing everything. It was published in the first book on the first page, and so it represents his very first published comic book art. So Steranko worked on this scripting along with Otto Binder, and also did pencils throughout issue 2. So this is a big, if you're a big Steranko guy, this is a little 3-book series, issues 1, 2, and 3. Like many Harvey books, they didn't exactly find a ton of success or go very far, but significant for being Steranko's first works.
Very cool.
That is super
awesome.
Cool.
It's a good thing that they used an auto binder rather than stapling it by hand.
You know what
I'll be here all night.
Meanwhile, the Binder family says, "Oh, I get no respect." I tell you.
You know what the character kind of looks like a little bit?
Machine Man.
Yeah,
Kind of looks like Claw a little bit.
Yeah, that
a
too.
claw.
Yeah.
Just a tad. Awesome. So I just want to give a quick shout out to my buddy MJ Comics for sharing the link to Chris's YouTube channel in the chat. So again, guys, we have 19 people viewing right now. There's no reason that Chris should not reach the 600 subscribers by the end of the live stream. So again, guys, go flock over to Chris's YouTube channel. Go sub him up. Be greatly appreciated. Let's get it going. Cool.
I subbed.
Yay.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
You got it.
Let's see. Mike D, whip my comics out, and they're 99.9% Venom and Spidey. Yes, but I don't have that many books anymore. Sold off 9 boxes cheap long ago when I needed space. Now all my books fit on a spinner rack. I gotta get a spinner rack someday. I would love to have a spinner rack. Two Brothers Comics. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for jumping in. I appreciate you. Cool. Yeah, spinner racks would be a really cool thing to have. Every time I see someone with a spinner rack, I get jealous right away. You know who has a really cool spinner rack is Hydra Collectibles. He's got a really cool spinner rack with all of his slabs and Spidey and whatnot. That's a good one.
Yeah, his ASM books back there are amazing.
Yeah, I love that one. My turn. So what would you guys like to see? Would you like to see a back issue of DC Comics, Marvel Comics, or I can go in the raw keys? No slabs tonight for me.
We haven't had much Marvel going tonight. Oh no, we had XForce over there.
Yeah.
We've a little bit of everything tonight. We've had a little bit of everything.
Let's just go raw.
And if you want me to go independent, it's most definitely going to be Spawn.
Nothing wrong with that. Collect what you love, right?
Yeah. All right, let's go. So nobody has a preference, just anything, whatever.
You get an indie from the chat.
Yep.
Indie from the chat. Well, I guess it's going to be Spawn then. Actually, everything that Spawn is in is not in these boxes.
Sorry, you lose. Sorry.
But you know what? Hold on.
Thanks, Tyler. Jeez.
Hold on. There's
always something he's doing wrong.
There's an indie book in here somewhere. I know there is. I just got to find it. Aha, here it is. So here's one of my favorite indie books, right? Love this book. It's in a top loader, so you know it's pretty important. This is one of my favorite artists for this character. This is a Godzilla number 10 from Dark Horse Comic Books.
Oh, very cool.
So Godzilla is a huge staple for me in the collection. Love Godzilla, especially the Heisei series from the 90s. That's my favorite time for Godzilla. But when I was a kid, my dad used to take me and my brother to what we would call the magazine store, and they had comic books there as well. And so every week we would go there and he would allow me to pick out a comic book. And so I used to have so many of these Godzilla King of the Monster comic books. Unfortunately, I don't have many of them now. I'm slowly trying to get them back. But this is one of the comic books I used to have as a kid. So one day, it's beautiful. So one day I was going through the dollar bins at the comic book shop, which I don't normally do. And I saw this one in the box, no board, just bag. And I was like, I gotta buy this. This is $1. I gotta have it. Sure enough, a week after of buying this comic book, I was following some Facebook page, and they announced that they were going to have the cover artist Bob Eggleton at their comic shop signing for free. So I was like, well, you know where I'm going to be next week. So I got to meet him. He was a super cool dude. He's from Massachusetts, which is where I'm from, and got to get Bob Eggleton to sign some comic books. Go ahead.
I was going to say he was actually a subscriber at a store I worked in Rhode Island before I moved.
Yeah, so he's very close by in Mass. So he also not only does comic books. Well, he not only did comic books, but he used to do illustrations for Magic cards as well. So my friend is heavily into Magic cards. So the seller was selling some of his artwork from Magic cards. So I bought a few and had him sign those as well. So one of my favorite days actually was getting to meet him, and I was like, he had all sorts of cool Godzilla stuff up for sale on his table, and it was awesome.
That's awesome.
If I had more, I definitely would have had him sign more for sure. All right, guys. So we are going to our second round here. Again, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Click that bell notification so you can get notified when I post new content and go live for What's That Comic Book. And, but
that guy right there.
This guy and this guy.
Sub that guy.
And this guy's like 3 from 700 because I just subbed Rob too. So
see, Rob, you should have said something, man.
I'm not a subscription whore.
I'm
a merchandising whore.
So guys, make sure you guys sub up these dudes. You can find all of their links in this video's description. We have TikTok links, we got YouTube links, we got Instagram links. So make sure you guys check all those out. All right, John, second round. What do you got, man?
I'm continuing my low-grade DC Silver Age here with another great cover artist. Here is Nick Cardy.
Love that cover.
Absolutely amazing.
Wow.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made a good Aquaman cover.
I fully agree with you. I do not read Aquaman. I'm not an Aquaman fan, but I'm a huge Nick Cardy fan because he just slays. And I bought this in a set. Well, I should say I bid until I lost to Simon R on a set of these, but turns out he was outbidding me just to give them to me. So he ended up, he was like, hey, that's a win for everybody, I suppose. So thank you, Simon R, for gifting this to me, even though you stressed me out a lot in the bidding process. But an absolute beautiful piece. This is the second appearance of the Black Manta character. I think they duel on an island, and something about Aquaman trying to find Mira, thinks that Black Manta knows where she is, but he doesn't. And in the end, he beats Black Manta and he slinks away saying, I don't know where she is. See you later. And the journey continues next issue. But just the detail work, it's just stunning. He does not do the interiors. Interiors for this issue by Jim Aparo, another great Silver Age artist. But for me, this is, again, purchasing artwork, not necessarily story, because I'm not a big fan of the reading when it comes to this. But I will happily, I have a set now of Nick Cardy covers. They're just so stunning.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for covers that implement a way for the text to be part of the image.
Right. Yeah. And then the color work obviously
looks like
phenomenal.
A movie poster. It's incredible. Incredible.
So beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not an Aquaman fan or an Aquaman collector, but if I saw that book, I think I might want to snag that up.
Yeah. And that's exactly how I first heard about him, was on shows that were highlighting cover artists that I hadn't heard of. And once I saw Nick Cardy's stuff, I just started looking at all the pieces he did. And then it was like on my radar. And when I saw, I think it was Big Will selling a set of these, I was like, I'm coming for those. Don't you worry. I'm gonna get those books. So thank you to Big Will for selling them. And yeah, there you go.
Love the lighting effect too. The colors.
Yeah,
the lighting.
The color works really blow this away, and they're just absolutely phenomenal.
I mean, everything like what's going on with the color wise is just complementing everything with the orange, the yellows, the blues and greens.
Yeah. And again, you could look at pretty much anything in this. So this is issue 42, but anything in this run right about this time in Aquaman, you're going to find a ton of beautiful pieces of art.
Awesome.
There you go.
I like that one.
68 was that 68? Yeah, December of 68.
Thanks.
Sick. Cool. All right, JP, what do you got?
All right, so John pulling cool Silver Age covers prompted me to go on and pull one of my favorite Silver Age covers in my collection. This was actually a contest win. That's how I got this book from Dave, Mr. Miracle Comics. And this is a little Batman one.
Oh,
Yes.
Silver Age Parents, the Penguin.
Yes.
So, you know,
So fun. The
just
dragon.
love the fire-breathing dragon, and the colors on a book this old just pop still.
Hmm.
It's a low grade copy, but the color on it is still just fantastic. And
Durable paper quality, I think, maybe. I don't know. I feel like the colors on a lot of those older books outstand a lot of modern stuff.
Yeah.
for sure. So yeah, this is just, classic Silver Age Batman and Robin cover with, like you said, the first Penguin in the Silver Age. Just a.
Now, have you?
We're not first, second. I mean, second Penguin, right?
Yes.
Technically, yeah.
Because
Second.
he's not on the cover of the first one, right?
Right.
No, I forget now. I get confused. But anyway,
I get confused too. So I might be.
No, but I just love this. I just love this cover, and so John prompted me to pull out a little Silver Age. So I pulled Golden and Silver, which are not major parts of my collection, but I have pulled those tonight. So there you go.
Maybe by the end of the night we'll get to modern.
Yeah.
It is the first Silver Age appearance of the Penguin.
Okay, it is. Couldn't remember. So.
Have you read that one before, JP?
I have not, because this one, and Dave told me this one is in I'm afraid to open this one. I'll be honest. The spine is not in great shape on this one, so I need to just read it digitally, so to go with it. But yeah, because it is not. I mean, you can see the staples are
Barely hanging on.
Yeah, just hanging on. So I'm just I have not been brave enough to open this one. I stuck it in a bag and board, and yeah.
They must have used a cheap ass version of the auto binder.
Probably.
You're embarrassing me. I promised that you.
I'm embarrassing myself, John.
Your turn, Alec.
Cool. So this is going to be another kind of a weird one with a bizarre story attached to it. This is Echo of Future Past #1, which you can see up at the top has some really cool creators who worked on this book. I might recognize a couple of those names.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is actually a key book because it's the first comic appearance of Bucky O'Hare.
Oh, no way.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
There's a little story, Bucky O'Hare story in here. But the reason I bring this up is I want to tell a quick personal story about my childhood. I was friends with this kid. I'm not going to name any names, but if you really want to do some serious digging, you could probably figure out the names. But I was friends with this kid who his parents had gotten divorced. And so he split his time with his mom and his dad. And I went to sleep over at his dad's house one night. And he took us to Toys R Us and said I'll buy you both something. And I picked out a Bucky O'Hare figure and he's like, no, grab a few more. And I was like, oh, well, you don't have to do that. You don't have to, buy me anything. Never mind, more than one. He's like, no. And he bought me 5 or 6 figures. And so when my mom picked me up the next day, I had this big Toys R Us bag. She's like, how'd you buy those? And I was like, oh, his dad, bought us toys. And she was like, well, you shouldn't have let him do that. And I was like, well, I tried, but he literally insisted. So obviously I thought it was weird, even though I was a kid. And long story short, it turns out he was arrested for embezzling money. And so he just didn't care about it because he just had stacks on stacks.
Fat stacks? Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
You can find this book pretty cheap. I mean, it's not easy to find, but it's a cool book, cool cover, good creative people working on it, and key book.
So funny.
Wow.
I had a bunch of those toys as a kid.
Yeah.
None of my buddies' dads were like that, so good for you, man.
Just so everybody knows who's watching, I just yet again dropped Rob's channels right there. The link is right there. Get him to 700, right? We said 7.
Yep, we're $6.99 right now.
Sweet. And then yet again we have the Comic Vet's link right there as well, and he is close to 600. Six away from 600.
Yep.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right, we still have a half hour, peeps, so let's get him there. All right, so Chris, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to tell a story about a man who's become a good personal friend of mine. Back in the summer of 2014, my son and I went to the Niagara Falls Comic Con, which is on the Canadian side. And we were in a lineup to meet Ken Lashley. Ken Lashley is obviously a superstar cover artist. He does do interiors now and then. But at the time, he was linked to DC, and he was handling the relaunch of Doomed, featuring just a retelling of Superman meeting Doomsday. So basically, after a couple people were in front of my son and I, and they got autographs and some quick sketches, I got a chance to actually chat with Ken, and I ended up developing a relationship with him to this day. Him and I are hardcore football fans. He's a Saints fan. I'm a Bills fan. I got to find out that he actually had he got a ticket to go to Syracuse as a football player. And long story short, we text all the time. We talk football. We talk smack. And whenever he sees me, it's never about comics. As much as I want it to be about comics, it's always about football. And that particular day with my son and I, I'm going to show the book that he did for my son and I. And like I said, back in 2014, he was doing the interiors for Superman Doomed, which was a story by Scott Lobdell, Greg Pak, and Charles Soule. Charles Soule basically handled most of the crossover event that featured the return of Doomsday.
Yep.
And this is the back that he did. As you can see, it's Doomsday basically throwing a left right into the face of Superman here on the front.
That is so great.
I've seen this before.
Yeah, so I featured this on Slab Hub. One of the first times I actually got to go before Rob invited me to become a co-host. But it's just such a special book to me because this was basically the introduction to Ken becoming a friend of mine. I got to meet his wife and his beautiful daughters. And like I said, we developed a pretty cool relationship, mostly based on the NFL now because I don't want to talk about my work, and I guess he doesn't really want to talk about his work either. It's just, when we see each other, it's always a little bit of smack talk about how poorly the Saints are now and how good the Bills are. But yeah, this is one of those. It's just a cool piece because he actually does do the interiors for this book. So to have an artist do a sketch on the front and the back of a comic that he actually does the interior works for was just something that meant a little bit more to me. And in the end, I tossed him $100 bill for his time, and he tossed it back to me. So
Awesome.
in the end, he did it for us, and we just, like I said, we exchanged phone numbers, and now we text all the time. And yeah, Ken Lashley,
Awesome.
Artist, very, very talented, and I know I've seen it before. I've seen that. I might have seen it when you posted it. Cool. Let's see. Go ahead, Chris. You were going to say something?
well, congratulations, Rob.
Yes.
I see John just dropped that in. That's terrific.
Cool. Thank you all.
And you're 4 away, Chris.
Awesome.
Now I'm
Thanks
just
for that,
100
John.
away from 800. Let's go.
We are not ending the stream until we get there.
It's been a
Thanks for
marathon.
that, John.
And so Chris is 4 subscribers away
Wow.
from 600. So if we can get him there, that would be fantastic. Awesome. All right, Rob, your turn.
All right, another unslabbed comic. As I want to just kind of give something a little bit different here. So, not on the surface of everything, not a big deal. The Savage Dragon, issue number 3.
Yes.
But this is really more. I mean, obviously, Eric Larson, writer, artist, everything else. This is really the only Savage Dragon book I own in my collection, but I own multiple copies because Chris and I are both fans of a man known as J. Scott Campbell. And way back a long time ago, young Jeffrey Scott wrote a letter and sent in a picture that he drew of the Savage Dragon. And this is the first published artwork of the man who would become J. Scott Campbell.
Wow.
In the back of the letters page on Savage Dragon, issue number 3.
Check that out.
Very nice.
So there you go. You can pick these up in dollar bins almost all day long. And I've got a bunch of them. I'm just waiting for the opportunity to get J. Scott Campbell there to sign his book.
Now, would you have him sign it on the cover, or would you sign him next to his artwork?
Well, if I'd probably have him sign on the cover just because I'm gonna. Oh, do you got? Of
So
course,
this was going to be my
Chris,
next book, but I'm not going to have you.
No,
This
we
is
need
how
more
we-
Savage Dragon.
Oh, that's number one. That
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
have
number
that.
one.
That doesn't have J. Scott Campbell in it. That's just
No.
Eric Larson.
I'm
J.
such
Scott
a
Campbell.
Savage
Talk about
Dragon
it, though.
nerd, man.
No, this is how Chris and I do it. He's always he's got his entire. He looks like he's in the middle of nowhere, but everything is at his feet. And
Just
at
in the
moment's
void.
notice, he's like pulling up freaking. Oh, you want this? Here, I got this. Flux
No,
machine.
this was literally going to be my next book.
Yeah, Canadian flux
Do
machine.
it. Do it.
Well,
That's
yeah,
how you
do
are.
it. I want to see what you're gonna say
Yeah.
about it. So
Yeah, really.
sweet. All right. Any preferences? Marvel issues, DC
Sure.
back issues,
Marvel sounds good.
Marvel. Let's see. Marvel box. Ooh.
Marvel bugs.
John, I don't know if you've seen this one before, maybe, but you're gonna get super jelly right now.
That's got a COA there.
You've probably seen it before.
Oh, baby.
oh.
Mike Zeck.
Oh, so we got ourselves a Secret Wars, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #1, and it is triple signed by the greats. We got Mike Zeck on here. Oh, I love Mike Zeck's
A little shooter.
signature.
Michael J. Zeck. Jim
Yeah,
Shooter.
we got some shooter, and we got John Beatty
Oh, there it is.
right on the Captain America shield because he loves Captain America. That's his favorite character. This book went on quite a journey. So when I was getting back into comic book collecting, I attended my first con in years, getting back into the game. And then I found out Mike Zeck was there, and I was like, "Wait, that's the guy who created the black suit." So I went crazy going around the con just trying to find one of these, and sure enough, I did. I didn't care about condition back then. I was just like, if I have the book, I have the book, whatever. And I just like found as many comic books Mike Zeck did, and I was like, I don't know when I'm ever going to see this guy again, so might as well just have him sign whatever I can find. So I would just like constantly go up to his table, was like, "Oh, you're back." I'm like, "Yes, I'm back. Sign that." And then so once I knew I had his signature, I had to get the rest, and so Shooter was next. I can't remember what the con was, but Shooter was like talking his head off the whole time I was at his table. I was literally at his table for like a good 30 minutes, 40 minutes. By the way, the dude is super, super salty still to this day about getting fired by Marvel. He'll talk about it all day. But he had some really great stories. He's a legend. And lastly was John Beatty, and he was a really awesome person to meet as well. I follow him on YouTube. He does live drawings once in a while on his YouTube channel. They're all great people.
Well, if Jim Shooter was never fired, we wouldn't have Valiant.
Yep. That's true.
I mean, that's a pro for some of us and a con for others. As a Valiant fan, I recognize that.
So good.
Architectural, yes. He's a fantastic storyteller. But he was really cool to talk with. They were all really cool to talk with. Fun fact,
Yeah,
Mike
Defiant.
Zeck and I have the same birthday. It's kind of funny.
Wow, you look very youthful.
Don't I? I drink. I go in the Lazarus pit. I have a Lazarus pit in my backyard. I take yearly dips in it.
I thought it was all the martial arts.
Oh yeah, no. I mean that's why You know, that's why I'm a little mad inside and have so many ASM 300s. So, you know what I mean? Guys, we are 45 minutes into the live stream. We're gonna get one more round here out of this show. Again, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Where are we at down the Comic Vet here? Let's take a look. What do we have?
I thought we were 4 away still. Let me double check.
We are still 4 away. We are at 596. So again, if there are 4 people here who can subscribe to the Comic Vet, please do so. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, so let's go to round 4 here. John, what do you got?
Well, for round 4 and
round 3. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. For 4 away, I got number 4 of Mr. Miracle. So another Silver Age low grade. This is supposed to be square bound. That's not so. It's pretty flattened. They really crushed this beast. But I am a big fan of the original Mr. Miracle, and then of course the bigger fan of the Tom King Mr. Miracle. If you know at your shop, they actually will sell the original King Kirby Mr. Miracle in one giant volume now. The trade is phenomenal. It's got a really big pink spine. But that took me a while to read it because that's a ton of reading. But I really enjoyed the journey of these characters. It ends with the wedding of Big Barda and Mr. Miracle. So this is being her first appearance here in issue 4. I just those two characters made for each other. And really just phenomenal. Love. Can't talk Silver Age comics without some King Kirby goodness.
I think Mr. Miracle is super, super undervalued right now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe someday somebody figures out a way to make those characters come to screen in a fun way. But for now, good readers know there's some good stories out there for these characters for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, JP. Are we doing Bronze Age now?
I don't know. Do we want to try to do Bronze Age? Is that what you guys want?
I don't know. I feel like you've been doing a theme. You went from gold.
I can come forward. Let's see. Bronze Age.
No,
Okay.
Nobody's done a Bronze Age yet. Yeah.
Let's just do. Okay, well, let's do this. This is at the front of the stack. We'll do my newest edition. So you guys know that I'm big into bats and spiders. Those are two of the main things I collect for the most part of my collection. So I've been trying to can't afford all the SpiderMan villain first and all that kind of stuff, but I've been trying to get all the female spiders. So this is the newest addition to my collection.
Nice.
First appearance of Jessica Drew, the Spider Woman. And I just love this cover because look at that fantastic pink gun something, whatever it is that Fury's got there. I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. Looks like it has one of those little like twist lock things on the barrel. I don't know what's going on there, but I just,
that gun is very questionable right now.
It's a non-threatening
what
weapon.
Fury's trying to accomplish with that gun, but looks like he's losing because of it, because it doesn't seem like much. But
one of the best costumes ever, by the way, in my opinion.
Oh, her costume?
Yeah.
Or Fury's costume? Yeah.
No, hers.
Well, I do think giving her not the full head mask and going with the hair helps, but yeah, definitely a cool design from the beginning. The yellow and red for sure definitely pops. So, yeah, so there you guys go. You guys wanted Bronze Age. There you go.
Sweet. Thank you. Cool. All right. Alec, what do you got, man?
Well, I mean, I don't know if this really counts as a comic book per se, but it is the size of a comic book and it is published by Marvel Comics, so I'm going to say it counts. This is all about collecting comic books.
Oh, wow.
It's a weird little pamphlet Marvel put out in, surprisingly, this came out in 1989. It looks like it's from the 20s. But just a weird little thing that I have in my collection. I got somewhere at some point, but it's got like glossary of terms on the back of like what certain things mean, and it goes over like the history of comics a little bit inside it. But I don't even know like what this was packaged with, or if it was just a giveaway or what. But there's no cover price or anything on it. But it's a weird little thing.
That's kind of cool. What's can you show the back again?
It's got like a little illustration down here, a bunch of X-Men.
I just love how they're all reading books on the cover underwater.
Well, I mean,
It's Marvel magic.
also like a number of those characters. I guess they all have breathing apparatuses on except for Namor. Well, I mean, maybe Namor developed the technology to waterproof his collection.
It's seaweed paper.
There you go.
He's got them seaweed mylars down there. Cool. All right, Chris, what do you got?
Well, do you guys want a Savage Dragon? Since this is the final round, do you want my Savage Dragon story, or do you want my biggest flex that I can do?
Flex.
Flex.
Yeah.
I want you to flex just like Colossus was flexing in that back of
He
that.
usually
book.
gives us a speed round at the end too, so you can always throw Savage in at the end if you really
Okay.
want.
So, about back in 2015, I had to end up selling my property, my first property I ever owned, and I made a little bit of coin from it. And I said to my girlfriend, what should I do? Should I actually go after my holiest of grails?
Yes.
And she said yes. So flash forward a couple years later, Stan Lee made his final appearance in Toronto, and I got my after asking my girlfriend and my son, should I crack this thing and have Stan Lee sign it? Like, I remember the look on my son's face was just like, yeah. And so I ended up getting a handful of things signed by Stan that day, and a little while, a couple of years later, whatever, we collectively we all lost Stan Lee. But the book I'm talking about, you could probably guess, since you may or may not know that I'm a Spider-Man fan, but I picked up when I sold my property for $2,700 US at the time, an ASM 1 and a 2.0. A little while later, I cracked it open again, and I had Stan sign it, and he signed it across here. I did have a window here and actually a window up here for Stan to sign, and he chose to go across Spider-Man there. Yeah, that's this is basically
Awesome.
outside of
Amazing,
owning
yeah.
it. Outside of owning an AF-15, which is now basically beyond the realm of possibilities, the most important book that I own. Like I said, I'm a second generation comic book reader, and it was my dad that pointed me in the direction of it, and ended up funding the hobby for me when I was on my own, allowed to go out to a store to buy comic books on my own when I was 12. He was the one that was funding those trips, and he would always make sure what I brought home was okay in his opinion to read. And the one that he always said, I like that you read this character, was Spider-Man. And
Nice.
so it just kind of came full circle for me. So this is the most important and probably the most valuable book that I own in my collection today, and is also, the number one in the 1 to 50 that I'm working on for ASM for an ASM personal run. But yeah, this is my second son.
Understandably.
Beautiful.
It's the
That-
book that he keeps in his holster on his hip. Anytime it's on a quick draw. The second you tried it on a show anything, he just goes flex over you, bitch.
What's up? Hold on. We'll talk black suit? No. Okay.
Oh,
Doesn't matter what
yes.
I pull.
Let's talk about Black Suit. Yes. Bring that back up. What are you doing?
You can't have a black suit without the original.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that book.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's all right there. So
It's true. It's true.
just
Yet again, guys, I had it while he was talking, but Chris is 4 subs away from 600 subscribers. We have a couple of minutes left here on the live stream. Let's celebrate together, please. Let's get him there. 4 subs away. Click on that link and subscribe.
Thank you.
All right.
your personal invitation to go ahead and do that. We would wait, but we don't have a lot of time. So do it now in a separate window. You have the ability. 2 windows open simultaneously. You can still see us. We won't miss anything. But you can click the link and hit subscribe. It only takes a couple seconds.
Yes, it does.
Hurry up.
This is
I'm talking to you.
I like Rob's advertising. It's nice.
All right. So, hey, Chris, what character am I known for?
What character are you known for?
If you're going to pick one character, what character am I known for?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man what?
Spider-Man 2099.
That's right, baby. So long before any of you little Johnny come latelys decided to finally get on the Spider-Man 2099 bandwagon, I've been picking up these little red foil devils by the handfuls for $10 a pop, whenever I could, because this was the first comic book that, not this one, but this title was the very first comic book I ever picked up. I was late to the comic book game, didn't start reading comics until I was a freshman at military college, and I didn't have much of anything to do. And it happened to be in 92 when this was on the spinner rack down at the PX store. Well, maybe it was more like one of these ones with the newsstand on there. But pick that up, and go ahead and do these and start grabbing these. And I have, a couple of other 9/8 of these that are laying around.
One right behind you.
Well, and then there's, of course,
The action figure variant.
the Toy Biz variant, the second printing that was available only with a Toy Biz action figure that was only sold at KB toy stores. I think now they just finally broke combined between CBCS and CGC. I think I saw they finally broke 50 9/8 combined between the two grading companies off of their censuses, because these were super hard. This black border spine tick, super easy. They were just in this blister pack, and when these came out, this came out in 2001, 9 years after 2099 first came out, and by that time, actually, most of the 2099 titles had been done for a while, and these people went to the store and said, "Who the hell is this weird looking Spider-Man?" And they didn't buy it, and they got thrown in these discount bins, of action figures, and they got shuffled around and cracked and everything else. And so this was a really, really good find to be able to pick that one up, and so I could have all three. Now I just need to do is upgrade my newsstand. I don't have a 9/8 newsstand, sadly, but I'm always still looking. But right now, you guys are making it too expensive. Can't get them for $5 a pop anymore.
Eventually, though. Eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure after this movie goes away, and maybe everyone will return to 2099, whatever. But I have
Might cool down though.
2099 is my love. I mean, Spider-Man most and foremost, but I mean, I got multiple copies of all the foily border goodness.
That
McGill was
foil.
such a good Spider-Man too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and let's not forget, Peter David, Rick Leonardi.
Awesome. Cool, man. I love it. All right, so we got you guys want to do a quick draw, quick round?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's all pick a comic book together.
I ran and got my book while JP was going because of Chris and Rob. So I'm ready.
Okay, I have no idea what it is. I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah, this is the back. If anybody knows what this is.
Okay,
I went a little more modern.
we're almost there. We're waiting. Oh, okay, we got Chris. We're just gonna have JP.
Well, it looks like you guys might have gotten some silver there.
Ooh.
Weird back there.
All right, cool. All right, so 3, 2, 1. What do we got? Oh,
yes, Megaton Man, yes sir.
nice.
Double
right.
Savage Dragon.
John, why don't you tell us what you got real quick?
Yes, so Savage Dragon fans will know that the first two appearances of Paul Dragon, the prototype character, were self-published, and they're nearly impossible to find. Very few of them out in the world. The first time it was actually published by an actual publisher was this book, Megaton issue 3, and he was finally labeled The Dragon, or Paul Dragon became Savage Dragon here in this issue. Then later, this is 1986, later there was a big gap. And he was Eric Larson working at Marvel, and then finally over to Image came the Savage Dragon. So this is technically the first correctly published version, self-published version of the Savage Dragon.
Nice.
So cool. JP, what do you got, brother?
So I went golden, silver, bronze, so I had to go modern, and I just picked one of my favorite covers of one of my favorite characters.
Well, Middleton, very good.
Babs and Dick Grayson are my two favorite characters, so I had to go with this gorgeous Middleton.
JP, I'm actually not shocked that you picked that one out. I'm really not.
The things I like are pretty much up front.
I know that's one of your favorite covers.
Yeah. So
cool. All right, Alec, what do you got?
So before I see some people talking about this in the chat already, before people get too excited, this is a foreign edition, which might be more exciting to some people, but this is the first appearance of Uncle Scrooge. I believe this is the Finnish edition. It's a Scandinavian country. But it is a book that I don't want to shell out the money for in English, but I still want it in my collection. So I found a buddy of mine, FKN Rad, on Instagram who was selling it. And so I bought it.
nice.
Cool. All right.
And it's from 1954.
Beauty.
Nice. All right, Chris, what do you got?
I was still am huge Todd McFarlane fan, and when Todd left his own singular Spider-Man run and went to help start Image, I was really disappointed as a Spider-Man fan, but I was looking forward to Spawn, and it took a while before we got to see Spawn. But afterwards, there was an art called Revenge of the Sinister Six, and the artist was Eric Larson.
Yes.
And that was some of the coolest covers that we got to see. The Hulk teamed up with Spider-Man to take on this new form of the Sinister Six, and I just fell in love with Eric Larson's work. Now, he was doing a little bit of copycat work from what Todd had created with his take of Spider-Man, but that's just the way Marvel was going. And then when Eric Larson jumped ship and started his own title at Image, I decided to roll the dice. And I can remember at the time, as a young kid, it was $2.35 cover Canadian. And I remember thinking, my God, I could get 2 books for the price of that one. So I decided to roll the dice. And honest to God, I fell in love with this character in this issue. Like the fact that he became a policeman. I ended up picking up every book from 1 to 100. I love the character that much. And just to give a quiet shout out to JP, who was just in front of us. If we would have went one more round, I would have talked about the same book.
Look, Rob knew it. Rob's like, he's got all of them right there.
Honest to God, this was going to be my next book.
That's awesome.
This was going to be my next book, and then I was going to talk about Todd's run on Spider-Man. But yeah.
Cool.
But yeah.
So good.
Small world and great minds, right?
There you go.
Rob, what do you got?
We love Spider-Man, and I love Ditko Spider-Man, but this is the last Ditko Spider-Man. And I also love Mary Jane. Second appearance of Mary Jane, although face is obscured. So I got to bust out for the speed round here. The last Ditko from 1966, Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 38, before we get the great John Romita taking over.
Cool. Very nice. All right, and for my last book, nothing too crazy, but we have a all new, all different X-Men number 103, and this is the first time Wolverine is called Logan.
That awesome leprechaun.
Yeah, dude. like it would have been cool if one of the X-Men called him Logan. No, it's a fucking leprechaun.
It's a random leprechaun running around the castle. Hey, your name's Logan. And he's like, how do you know my name? Because I'm a leprechaun.
Yeah.
And that's basically the only time that character ever appears in the X-Men is this leprechaun in one issue.
I wish it was something cooler. When I was reading, I was like, a leprechaun calls him Logan?
I mean, there you go.
I still kept it anyways. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for tonight's live stream. I just want to give a quick congratulations to Rob and Chris for reaching their goals.
Thank you all very much. Very appreciated.
The comic community
for your help.
Yeah, no problem. The comic
And the guys
community
on the panel,
continues.
thank you as well.
Continues to shock me every day. You guys are super awesome. I love you guys. And then for that, that's going to be the end of the live stream. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget a huge giveaways coming up really soon. We're giving away an ASM 361, the first appearance of Carnage. Tell your friends about the channel. That would be greatly appreciated. And until next time, I will see you guys later.
Bye.
I was going to say next time again.